Welcome to the review in 2. I'm going to have a look back at the Liverpool draw at Anfield, 2-2, massively important point. Recording this a few days after, because we couldn't get a 2 in 10 out this week, but we will be back this weekend, don't worry, after the Palace game, which is equally as important. But what I wanted to do was, the dust settled over the last few days. I wanted to have a look back at that result and kind of see how our tactics might change against Crystal Palace. Okay, so I've got 2 minutes on the timer, as usual. 2 minutes on the clock, and go! Right, so I think, well, it was the cliched game of two halves, wasn't it? It was Liverpool's dominance was very indicative of their recent form. Sturridge's goal, it was an amazing turn and finish. Lallana managed to find a pocket of space in amongst about 6 of our players, which was, to be honest, quite poor. It was an amazing finish, but we should never have given him the time to do so in the first place. We looked absolutely lost. And then I don't know what it was in the second half, and I've tweeted this as well. It was almost like a mix of Liverpool's, I don't know, complacency, burnout from playing in Europe and things, and the Everton game previously. Or I don't know, yes, the complacency and the burnout, but then also I feel like Rafa's really inspired Newcastle at half time. He wants to get a good result at his old club, at his old ground. And we just looked like a completely different team. We looked, there was belief. I've said it time and time again over the last few games. We just showed belief. You know, I think Wijnaldum coming on at half time as well. I mean, him and Townsend attacking the fullbacks. We were driving it. We looked like we were going to create things. And Anita's cross for Cissé's header. I mean, brilliant. Cissé, that instinctive positioning. And yes, the Jack Colback was a bit fluky. It was exactly the kind of scrappy goal that we need. But I just think that we were the only team that looked like winning it in the second half, and it was just a completely different, turned the game on its head basically. But I think going into next week against Crystal Palace, I think the roles will be reversed. I think we'll resume to our Swansea, not Man City, but because we feel we can dominate Crystal Palace, we'll revert to what we did against Swansea, and they'll be the ones counter-attacking. Damn it! That's full time already. God, 2 minutes is absolutely nothing. Thanks very much for your comments on the previous video. Lots of debate about the old time limit. Honestly, boys, if I was just given free rein to talk as long as I wanted, you just wouldn't tune in. You wouldn't bother. I swear, you'd be turning over after 3 minutes. So it's probably good that I put a time limit on myself, and that we do a time limit on the 2 in 10 as well. And it keeps it a bit different. But yeah, no, I appreciate all the comments from the last video. It was great. We know when we can't get a 2 in 10 out with the 3 of us, we do want to get you something out and some kind of reaction. And because, you know, the Liverpool game was pretty amazing performance, to be honest, and a great result. I think there's no room for manoeuvre now going into Crystal Palace game at the weekend, and no room for manoeuvre from now to the end of the season. So we'll see how that pans out. Anyway, I've been Adam for the 2 in 10. You've been watching the review in 2, Liverpool draw, and brilliant. We'll see you next time, and we'll see you after the Crystal Palace game. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.